Hello everybody, this is AYDENandDAD, and...
This is a Kdenlive QnA.
Right, so what is this newfangled technology called Kdenlive?
Okay, Kdenlive is a video editor, primarily for Linux, FreeBSD, and MacOS. In the background here you'll see the webpage for Kdenlive.org. You'll see the latest version that's been released a couple of months ago. And you can read a little bit about it on this page here. Another page to look at that's interesting is the feature page here, and it tells you a little bit about what Kdenlive is comprised of, what kind of other open source projects it uses, as well as what kind of video codecs and things that it does. And I can tell you there's a lot of those. And also camcorders and cameras, professional cameras and whatnot, that's compatible with it if you want to import video from that, and so on.
Would it already be installed on my system, or if it's not, how do I get it?
On most Linux distributions, it'll be available in the standard package management systems. So this is Ubuntu. I'll start with Software Center, and there's several ways to install this, but this is probably the easiest for most people. And you can just type a few letters there. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, maybe there we go. So highlight it. In my case it's already installed, so I can just remove it, but you have an install button here if you don't have it installed yet. So just install it.
So now that we've installed it, where do I go to run this thing?
On standard Ubuntu you have typically Unity, and you go up here, there's a dash home button where you can click, and in the search box you can type KDE like this. By default it will pop up this config wizard if you run it the first time. So let's just go through that and see what we get there. I'm just going to make it a little longer here. The basic thing that you want to look for is these check marks on the left here. This is the different pieces of open software that it uses to make all this work, and it installs these components or checks that you have those installed in your system. Now, I don't use the digital video module, so don't worry that that's not installed if that's your case, but for the most part you should have check marks here. You can also look through here for what codecs are available for audio, for video, and different video formats or container types over here. And if you scroll down you see there are lots of those. Okay, next. Here's your default profile that you want to set. You can choose which type, high definition or just normal digital video, or you can just show all, which is probably simplest. I choose this one because this is the format that my YouTube videos are typically in. So 720p, 30 frames per second. But you can scroll up here and see if there's anything specific to what you want to do. And if there's nothing, you don't have to choose something now, just click on next and go through. You can always set this later. But you can see there's all kinds of lower resolution stuff, but even much higher. The latest 1080p 60 frames per second that YouTube has now, and so on. So I've chosen that, and next. And on this screen the most important thing here is the default folder for project files. In my case I'm using a USB removable disk, so if you click here you can go set your default project folder. So there's my book, so I'll just for now set it there. all these other buttons are checked. Here's a very important one, active crash recovery, but we'll talk about that later. Click on next. Here's your capture device. That's if you're connecting a camera to it. You'll use this. In our case, I'm not touching this, so next again. And here on the final screen, again, look for check marks here. If you don't have check marks here, you need to go and install maybe individual components that's still missing from your system. But if you used your software center, open the software center, it should install all dependencies for this package. Okay, let's finish up.
So what is all of this newfangled stuff and buttons to press?
You'll see the default screen here. Here's your clip area. So this is where you're going to import your clips into the tool. Your different video clips, maybe text overlays, maybe pictures, maybe audio files. It's all going to be here, just so you can see them. And then once you're ready with them, what you want to start putting them on your timeline, you're going to put them in this project area here. You can see there's the timeline over there. By default you'll have 3 video, the tracks that you can add, 2 audio ones. We'll go into detail of all this in future videos. This area here is, as you can see, your effect and transition area. Let's see, there's an effect stack, transition, a list of possible effects that you might add to your tracks. Again, we'll cover some of those as we go along in the video series. Here is the most important part, well, second most. I think this is the most important part here. But here you'll be able to see what you do. So there is your specific project monitor, meaning the stuff that you do on the tracks here will be visible here. This here is if you select the clip here in the clip area, and you can actually see here which clip it is. If there's just some name that you don't recognize, you'll be able to see that there. And there's a port. Here's where you're going to add your video camera. And there's a few other things you can do with this. You can do screen recording even as well. See, this one is set for screen grabbing, but you can get your video input from FireWire, and there's a Blackmagic cartridge you can do as well, or FFmpeg is another open source program you can get input from. Ready?
Okay, so we want to keep these videos short by covering 1 or 2 video editing concepts in each. So we'll end up with loads of videos that you can search for. So I want X thing, searching. Oh, I found X and Y thing, cool. So give us a like or sub if you find this helpful. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Bye.